Welcome to Q&A practice. Let's get started with plaintiff attorney. Ready? It was because they're headed west, so the top of your page from my perspective would be north, right? Well, I'm making my notes and we're just talking orally. What you're saying is if we have a prolongation along the north edge of Crestview, okay, then that fog line, then his body would be about 4 feet to the south of that prolongation. Well, the prolongation line there will be the south road edge of Crestview. So it would be the south prolongation of Crestview Highway. Well, it's because you're looking at it from the north. I'm sorry, you're right. Okay, so it would be the south, correct. So you're saying from the southerly south prolongation, he would have been north about 4 feet or so. Well, I'm saying from the north road edge, which will be the one at the top of your page, I would put his head approximately 4 to 6 feet south of that line. Okay, this is west, this is south. Here, let's do it like this. Maybe it will help us. This is not to scale. I'm just trying to use something here to help me. You understand that strike that. You understand that Mr. Banks was going westerly, right? Correct. And then coming from the east, headed to the west, yes, and then this would be south, and this would be north, correct? Yes. And you said that if we took the prolongation, he was about 2 feet east of the westerly prolongation, correct? Put a dotted line. So I'm just going to put 2 feet here like this, just so I know it's not to scale. Okay. And then from the south, I'm sorry, if we put another prolongation at it would be the south prolongation of Crestview. Yes. I'm not a map maker here, but I'm doing okay. If we took and we went from the south prolongation of Crestview and we worked our way to the north, yes, okay, okay. How far would that be if you know? I would say approximately maybe 14 to 18 feet north of. And I'm just going to put this arrow like this, correct? Correct. Okay. Just ensuring that's properly to scale then, or it's not to scale. But my point for his head would have been over that double yellow line. It would have been north of that double yellow line, head north, just because of the roadway width at that point. And this I'm going to label as, what am I at now? 13. All right, and by the way, using exhibit 13, where if you would help me understand, where was the motorcycle when you first got there? I'm not sure exactly the position, but it was on the north road at the north shoulder of Crestview Highway. Okay, and this would be on the north shoulder. Approximately how far to the west or to the east of that prolongation that we have crossing? I'm going to put from A to B. We referred to that as the westerly prolongation. Do you see that? Yes. How long? How far to the west or to the east of that A B westerly prolongation of Spring Road would it be? I don't know. I can't. You're not sure if it was east or west? Correct. Okay. And the van, you mentioned that the van, when it was where it was parked when you first got there, would have been actually on the shoulder or was it on the shoulder or Spring Road? The shoulder of Spring Road. So it would be on Spring Road, but on Spring Road shoulder. If I put it in this direction here, would it be how far was the rear of the van from the southern white line on Crestview? Maybe 8 feet. Okay, and was it pointed obviously in the Spring Road direction? Yes. Southwesterly position, like so. Yeah. Okay, I'll just put van. You understand that the van had been moved from the moment of impact to that point in one way or another. Yes. Okay, same thing with the motorcycle. We've established that. Yes. All right. Okay. On page 3, we have recorded here. You've recorded some witnesses. Is that right? Yes. Ron Harris. Yes. And you didn't know him before the day of the accident, correct? No. And did you interview him? No. Do you know who did? If anybody did? I believe. Can I look at my report? Sure, absolutely. Officer Scott interviewed Mr. Harris. Did you ever talk to Mr. Harris? I don't believe so. I have somewhat of a recollection of possibly calling the witnesses back to confirm what they told the officer, but that could have been from another collision. It was so long ago, I don't recall if I called them to double check their statement or if I just took the statement from Officer Scott, okay, or the officer that interviewed the other. Okay, so on occasion, what you'll do is get statements from witnesses and then you'll telephone them back up and go over the statement just to reconfirm things, correct? In this case, you're not certain if you did that or not. Is that correct? Correct. Okay, and then with regard to Scott, have you had any conversations with Scott about this accident? No. Did he give you some notes about the statements that he took of these witnesses? Yes. And is that the notes that you would have used to formulate the statements of these people? Yes. On Harris, what page is his statement on? His statement is on page 21, beginning at the top. You say, it says, quote, witness related to Officer Scott the following, and then you have the words in essence correct. What do you mean by in essence? Because he's written down the statement obtained from the party or the witness, right? And it's unknown to me if those were every single one of his words, or if he had abbreviated them or something like that. And so that's why I put in essence, because a lot of times people will use words that fill in, but we just try to keep everything to the point. And that will conclude our Q&A practice.